Namaste Gurkulians, hope you will be fit and fine at your home. This is our next video lecture of unit electrochemistry. In the last video lecture we have discussed all about the Nernst equation. So today we are going to start our next topic. This is Faraday's law of electrolysis. First of all, what is electrolysis? When a current is passed electricity is passed through an electrolytic solution, then it dissociates into ions. So Faraday gives two laws of electrolysis. These are called as Faraday's law of electrolysis. So first law is Faraday's first law of electrolysis. According to this law, Faraday's first law of electrolysis. According to this law, the mass or amount of a substance deposited at any electrode is directly proportional to quantity of electricity passed through it. So we can say that the mass of any substance deposited or liberated at any electrode is directly proportional to quantity of electricity or charge passed through it. So the mass of the substance deposited at any electrode is directly proportional to quantity of electricity or charge passed through the electrolytic solution. For this, if W is the mass of substance deposited on passing a charge Q. Amount of charge is Q and mass deposited is W. Then according to first law of Faraday, W is directly proportional to Q. When this directly proportional is removed, W is equal to Z into Q. Here Z is an electrochemical equivalence or constant. Z is electrochemical equivalence. W is equal to Z. As we know, current is equal to charge per unit time. So we can put Q is equal to I into T. So here weight deposited will be equal to ZIT. This is our relation. Z is electrochemical equivalence, I is the current, T is the time. Next, if current is 1 ampere is passed and time taken is 1 for the 1 second. If we pass a current of 1 ampere for 1 second, then weight deposited will be equal to electrochemical equivalence. So we can say that how you can define electrochemical equivalence. So we can say that electrochemical equivalent of a substance is equal to weight deposited on electrode. Weight deposited on electrode. Weight deposited on electrode when 1 ampere current is passed. 1 ampere current is passed for 1 second. So electrochemical equivalence will be equal to W is equal to Z when the weight deposited is equal to electrochemical equivalence when current of 1 ampere is passed for the 1 second. This is our Faraday's first law of electrolysis. So according to this law, weight deposited at any electrode is equal to charge passed through the solution or charge passed through the electrolyte. Now second law of Faraday. Faraday's second law of electrolysis. Faraday's second law of electrolysis. According to this law, when same quantity of electricity is passed through solution of different electrolyte. According to this law, when same quantity of electricity is passed, when same quantity of electricity is passed through solutions of different electrolytes, which are connected in series, then mass of या weight of substance deposited, on these electrode electrodes is proportional to their equivalent weights. So we can say that when two or more solutions are connected in series, then mass of these substances deposited when same quantity of electricity is passed. Point should be same quantity of electricity is passed, then amount of substance deposited on these electrode is proportional to their equivalent. For this we consider an example. If we consider an example of silver nitrate and copper sulfate, which are connected in series and same quantity of electricity is passed through the solution, then weight of solutions are copper sulfate and silver nitrate. These are connected in series, then weight of silver deposited when same quantity of electricity is passed by weight of copper deposited is equal to their equivalent weight of silver by equivalent weight of copper. This is according to the Faraday's second law of electrolysis. When solutions are connected in series. Next point, weight deposited is directly proportional to charge. According to Faraday's first law, this weight deposited will be equal to their equivalent weight. So W is equal to Z into Q. If this charge is equal to 1 Faraday, if charge is equal to 1 Faraday, then weight deposited will be equal to their equivalent weight. 1 Faraday electricity means the amount of charge of 1 mole of electron. How you calculate it? 1 Faraday is the amount of charge of 1 mole of electron. To understand this phenomena, we take some examples. If we have given Mn plus, this is in ion, Mn plus is given an ion, then n electrons are required for deposition of one atom of this metal. This is Mn plus an electron gives us this. For the one atom of this, there is requirement of n electron. Example specific, there is, if sodium is given Na plus, so 1 electron is required and it converts into sodium. So for the deposition of one atom of sodium, 1 electron is required. If 2 atoms of sodium we have to deposit it, then 2 electrons are required. If we want to deposit 1 mole of sodium, so the number of electrons required are 1 mole electrons are required, and the charge on the 1 mole of electron will be equal to charge on the 1 mole of electron, it will be on the 1 electron charge is 1.6 10 to the power minus 19, and 1 mole is equal to Avogadro number 6.02 10 to the power 23. So that coulomb of charge is required for the deposition of 1 mole of sodium atom. When we simplify it, it come out to be 96500 coulomb. This charge, 1 mole of electron having charge is equal to 96500 coulomb of charge, and it is also equal to 1 Faraday. So we can simply say that if 1 electron is required for deposition 1 atom, then 1 Faraday is required for deposition of 1 mole of sodium. Second case, in case of Mg plus 2 electrons are required, so it is Mg. If we want to deposit 1 mole of magnesium, then what is the quantity of electricity required? There is required for the deposition of 1 mole of magnesium, there is requirement of 2 Faraday. Similarly for aluminium, if there is aluminium plus 3 electrons are required, so there is requirement of 3 Faraday of electricity are required. So simply we can say that if n electrons are involved in the reduction deposition of one atom of an element, then how much electricity is required? Then it is equal to n Faraday of electricity is required for the deposition. There is some questions related to it. Calculate the amount of charge required. Question. Calculate the amount of charge required for the following. What are given for the following? First point is for the deposition of 1 mole of aluminium plus 3 to aluminium. Second part is 1 mole of copper plus 2 to copper, and third point is 1 mole of MnO4 minus 2 Mn plus 2. So how much quantity of charge are required for the deposition of 1 mole of aluminium, 1 mole of copper and 1 mole of manganese ion for their deposition? As we know that there is requirement of 3 electrons. In case of aluminium plus 3, 3 electrons are required for the deposition, so it convert into aluminium. For the 1 atom of aluminium, there is requirement of 3 electron, so charge is equal to 3 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. That coulomb of charge is required for the deposition of 1 mole of aluminium. If we want to calculate for the deposition of 1 mole of aluminium, so there is requirement of these number of moles. So we can multiply it simply by Avogadro number 6.02 to 10 to the power 23. This is the amount of charge required for the deposition of 1 mole of aluminium. And in case of copper, 2 electrons are required, so there is requirement of 6.02 10 to the power 23 into 2 into this. Or simply we can also say that copper plus 2 electron gives us copper. There is requirement of 2 for the deposition of 1 mole, so there is requirement of 2 Faraday of electricity, and it come out to be 2 into 96500 coulomb of charge. And in the third case, there is MnO4 minus convert into Mn plus 2. First of all, we have to calculate the charge on the manganese. Here magnesium in oxidation state of plus 7. It can be calculated X. We consider the oxidation state of manganese plus 4 into minus 2. Oxygen is minus 2, it is equal to minus 1. It come out to be plus 7. So manganese undergo from plus 7 to plus 2. So how many electrons are gained by? There are requirement of 5 electrons. Plus 7 to plus 2. There is requirement of 5 electrons. So for the deposition of 1 mole of Mn plus 2, there is requirement of 5 Faraday of electricity. And 5 Faraday means it is 5 into 96500 coulomb of charge is required for the deposition of 1 mole of manganese plus 2 from the 1 mole of MnO4 minus. These are the important questions. Now next questions based on the Faraday law of electrolysis is next question for this is a solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1.5 ampere. Calculate the mass of copper deposited. Calculate the mass of copper deposited. So the question is, when 1 mole, a solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1 ampere. Calculate the amount or mass of copper deposited on the electrode. So in this question we have given current is 1.5 ampere. Time given is 10 minutes. 10 minutes can be converted into second. It is 10 into 60. It come out to be 600 seconds. So we can calculate total amount of the charge passed through the solution, and it come out to be Q is equal to I into T. It is charge is 1.5, time is 600, so it come out to be 15 into 6, 9, it is 900 coulomb of charge is passed through the solution of copper sulfate. We know that copper sulfate, when current is passed, it will dissociate into copper plus 2 and SO4 minus 2. So for the deposition of copper from the copper plus 2, there is requirement of copper plus 2 electrons are required for the deposition of one atom. If 1 mole of copper atom are required for deposition, then there is requirement of 2 Faraday for the 1 mole, and the 1 mole means mass of copper is, atomic mass is 63.25 gram. So we can say that 2 Faraday charge deposit 63.5. 2 Faraday means charge will be equal to 2 into 96500 coulomb. This charge deposits 63.5 gram of copper. Then this charge 900 coulomb deposit what amount of copper we can easily calculate. So that amount of charge 2 into 965, then 1 coulomb of charge will deposit 63.55, 2 into 96500 gram, and for the deposition of 900 coulomb will deposit, it come out to be 63.5 over 2 into 96500 into 900 gram. This is the amount of charge which is required, and it come out to be, when we solve, 0.296 gram. This is the amount of copper deposited when we pass 1.5 ampere current for the 10 minutes. Such kinds of questions are asked in your exam. Calculate the amount of any electrode या mass of any electrode deposited on the electrode deposited. So according to Faraday, 2 laws of electrolysis are given. According to first law, the mass deposited on any electrode is equal to the amount of charge passed. Yeah, we can say that weight deposited is directly proportional to the charge passed through the solution. And second is, when same quantity of charge is passed through solutions, when they are connected in series, then amount of mass deposited on the different electrode is equivalent to their equivalent weight. Now our next topic is electrolytic conduction. Electrolytic conduction. There are mainly 2 types of conductor. These are called as conductors are mainly of 2 types. This is electronic conductor and electrolytic conductor. Electrolytic and electronic. Electronic conductors, when current is passed through these conductors, they will not dissociate into its ions. These are example of such types. They do not decomposition when current is passed through them. They do not undergo decomposition. Such types are metals, many metals, and as well as graphite and certain minerals. Metals, graphite, and some minerals are also example of electronic conductor. Electrolytic conductors are those conductors which undergo decomposition when current is passed through them. Example of electrolytic conductor, these are acids, bases and salts, which decompose on passing the electric current through them. Through the electrolyte. Electrolytic conductors are again of different types. These may be strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Strong electrolytes are those electrolytes which are completely dissociate when current is passed through them. Strong electrolytes are strong acids and base. These may be HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, all these are strong electrolyte. Weak electrolyte are those which do not dissociate completely. They dissociate partially when current is passed through them. These are weak acid and weak bases. Last is non-electrolyte which do not pass electricity, which do not dissociate when current is passed. Example is urea, sugar, etc. These are non-electrolyte. Some factors are given here which affect the electronic, which affect the conductance. Factors affecting conductance. Our next topic is what factors affect the conductance of a solution. So our first factor is, this is nature of electrolyte. Nature of electrolyte means it is strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte, and what type of electrolytes are given. It will decide, it will give us about the conductance. Second factor which affect concentration of solution. Concentration of solution. As the concentration of solution increases, conductance decreases. Conductance decreases. Third factor which affect the conductance, this is polarity of solvent. Polarity of solvent increases, conductance also increases. Fourth factor is temperature. With the increase in temperature, conductance also increases. These are the factors. One is size. As the size of the ions increases, then conductance also decreases. And one point is viscosity of the solvent. More viscous is the solution, then conductance decreases. So these are the some points which affect the conductance of a solution. Okay students, we will discuss, we will continue our our chapter in the next video lecture. If you have any problem in this section, then you can message. Thank you.